Hey, welcome back.
Hey
We're
everybody,
back.
episode 3. Woo! Higher frequency.
Raise it up.
Unified frequency objective. That's what we're about here. Mother-daughter duo. I'm Tara.
I'm Peyton.
Definitely catch the last couple episodes if you haven't seen us to catch you up. But we are Unified Frequency Objective, ooh la la, and we're here to talk about what's going on in this world and what are these human bodies that we're in and what are we supposed to be doing. After the awakening and then the art day, we went to a organic vegan market cafe um, because we're changing our bodies from the inside out, as we have discussed priorly, getting rid of all of these parasites and worms that are in our body and living cleanly and healthy. So let's talk about that little episode that we had at the cafe because it was pretty mind blowing, wasn't it, Peyton?
I think that's actually where we had talked about doing a podcast for a while because I don't know, are we entertaining?
Like
But
and subscribe if you find us entertaining.
we find ourselves entertaining and we riff off of each other a lot. Well, really well. So, at this vegan cafe was the first wait a minute. This could be our podcast. We could talk about this. We could talk about us. We could talk about our perspectives, our experiences, how our perspective is shifting now, and try to relate to you guys. Try to reach out and grow our connection because that's all what we're about, right? Growing, connecting, heightening the frequency. Um, so at this vegan cafe, there we are, sipping our vegan coffees, and Marvin Gaye is
Word
playing.
through the grapevine. How much longer? Just came on, right? I mean, that's what happened. We heard it through the grapevine.
Truly. So we started talking. I don't even know how it got brought up, but we started singing because that was catchy as hell. And then we're like, I think I
Wait a
asked you,
minute.
who sings this song?
Yeah,
I said, Marvin Gaye, duh. And I said, oh,
I'm
yeah.
like Marvin
Duh.
Gaye. Have you ever heard of him? Do you know him? Again, little age difference between us, mother
That's
daughter, only 30 years.
the
Yeah.
intergenerational dialogue.
So
But
from,
wait, yes, I know Marvin Gaye. Yes, I've heard of him.
of course. And so I, of course, just kind of in my nature, right, to bring up whatever trauma. And that's the first thing I think of when I think of Marvin Gaye or all of his hits, but mainly the trauma. Um, and I had to tell her that story, and I do trauma dump sometimes. I think too much, but hey, I'm just trying to be honest and open. Um, but with Marvin Gaye, he was shot by his father with a gun that he had given his father. So, and what's so crazy is it happened on April 1st. He was shot April 1st. I can't remember when it was. We can look it up really quick, but early 80s, late 70s. And so, it's kind of just ironic because of, first of all, April 1st, it's Fool's Day for a lot of people in the world where they think of it's a joking, pranking kind of thing. And so you would hear that, oh, Marvin Gaye was shot by his dad. That's hilarious with his own gun. Wow, that's a funny joke. Oh shit, it's not a joke. It's real. It really did happen.
It really did happen. It happened April 1st, 1984.
Thank you for fact checking me. I appreciate that. 1984. So, yeah, I was very much aware of this. I was 13 years old at the time. Um, so then I think we started listening to his lyrics. We started doing a little bit more research on him. We dove into him a little bit. And we really kind of got lost in his album covers, particularly
In our
with,
lifetime?
yeah, in our lifetime with the devil and the angel. So
Let's
there's
talk about
two.
that. Let's go
Yeah,
into the symbolism of it
let's
because
do it.
we spent like probably a half an hour just on this album cover.
Looking at every little image. Oh, a street that just ends and goes nowhere. Oh, a city blowing up. Oh,
Oh, UFOs. Hey,
guess
UFO.
what? There's UFOs. Yeah. You
And
know,
it wasn't about, I don't think Marvin Gaye was trying to hint at unified frequency objective with his UFOs, but here we are now.
yep, here we are relaying. And I'm sorry if you don't believe in aliens. They're gonna be shown here sooner or later. So that's a whole nother ball of wax, but
I'm
that's
sorry
okay if
if
you don't
your
believe in
world is
them.
about to explode.
It's gonna explode hard. I mean, President Trump, right, just had a few days ago some depictions of an alien all, in handcuffs and being walked away. Again, AI image that he created, I guess. But I guess, was it AI? Was it real? Who knows? All I know is that yes, there's aliens, there's good
And
aliens, and there's bad aliens.
mm, I agree.
So,
But also, all we know is they're pushing the narrative that they want to be perceived, right? So take everything you see with a grain of salt, especially on the news and in the media, because what do they
yeah,
want you to see right now? And what are they distracting you from?
absolutely. What are the distractions? That is constant and constant happening. Um, okay, quickly back to the Marvin Gaye, right, in this album cover, and the very prominent in the center there with the angelic Marvin Gaye and then the demonic Marvin Gaye. And so definitely kind of this battle going on, maybe perhaps with him. I'm not really
Yeah, and with
sure.
the world falling, like I don't know, it's split in half. Half of it with the evil, half of it with the devil, half of it with the angel.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I found it kind of interesting. His father was a preacher. Marvin Gaye's father was a preacher, very Christian in his beliefs. And Marvin was a member of the very religious sect. Um, uh, Maybe fact check me on this one, Peyton, but it was like the Hebrew. Uh,
No way, he was Jewish.
yes, yeah. Well, Hebrew something sect, and it's from the house of God. I do know that it was the house of God, and it's this sect, and I don't know if it's actually Jewish or not. I wanted to kind of bring that up because um, I think that they would fight over the New Testament and the Old Testament, and maybe drugs, yeah, were involved. They said it was, you know, accidental shooting, and that he was on drugs, and again, the media and people are going to portray these types of things, right? Oh, he overdosed. Oh, he got into a crazy car accident and died. And, there's all these like really strange things that occur with not only musicians, but, famous people as well. And
And
look
coincidence,
into those. Look into
coincidence,
those. Yep. No
like
coincidence.
Prince dying in an elevator when he has a hit song about.
And of
Okay.
course, he died of a drug overdose. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
This says Marvin Gaye was raised in the House of God, a strict conservative Hebrew Pentecostal sect. His father, Marvin Gaye Sr., was a minister and bishop in his faith, which combined ancient Jewish religious laws, such as Saturday Sabbath, with Christian Pentecostal traditions.
Wild, right?
That's super interesting. I didn't know that.
Yes, I know. I knew that you would know this since you're Jewish.
Jewish. That's really interesting, though. Wow. No, I had no idea.
So, so super interesting. Anyway, a fight. world, the world words here and of their own different worlds. Who knows? We'll never know, obviously, what truly transpired there. But it is really interesting. And let's go into a little bit of the demonic side that I think that maybe they were trying to maybe disguise themselves as religious. I don't know, and maybe they were real just demons underneath.
It was just a
I think
show, you
it
think?
was just maybe can be a show.
Hmm.
So if you all don't know who Baal is, take a look. Baal. So it's basically a god,
It's the
the
storm and fertility god.
yep, the god of storms, fertility, weather. It translates to owner, master, lord. So it's a very interesting um, thought and time, and it is an image that is portrayed all over, all over the music industry constantly.
And not always in plain sight. Like it's hidden, turned upside down. The symbolism
Yeah,
is still there. You can connect it if you're looking for it.
yeah, and we'll show you, a couple of images and things, and what we have seen. But I then kind of, you get into this big, wormhole as we did with all of this stuff, and you spiral in, and you start listening to music and the lyrics, and you're like, this is
What the
just
fuck?
awful. Like, I can't believe they're saying this. I can't, it's
Mm.
very, I mean, it's one thing. I grew up heavy metal punk rocker, I just, rate me, come on and rate, this is what I grew up with. And now all of a sudden I'm like, Jesus Christ, what the hell are we telling our kids? What are we telling people? That this is all okay and this is fine, this is fine behavior. Um, One thing that comes to mind is little nursery rhymes.
Ooh,
Ring around
creepy.
the
So creepy.
roses, pocket full of posies, ashes, ashes. I mean, do you guys know the meaning behind these things? Do you know what these are about? They're terrible, terrible things and terrible references, quite honestly. And it revolves around death and dying, you know?
I think it's all just a desensitization tool.
Yeah, a programming tool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no question. So back to the Marvin Gaye. I want to just kind of reiterate that he had a very famous song, and it was called "You Sure Love to Ball," and
Spelling the same?
it's not spelled the same. It's
B-A-A-L.
Ball, but it's still Ball, Baal. And a lot of people have thought that, oh, there's reference to this song to Baal, to the god. So the song starts off just really sexual, heavy, like people are having sex and they're panting and I mean, now that you know that he's singing to Baal, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Giving a little, worshiping the god there. So that was kind of my take on that. Is that perhaps Marvin really truly was struggling with the angel and the devil?
Well, this album cover depicts that's like evidence. It looks like, yeah, there's a struggle for sure there between the angel, the devil, the dark, the light, and then chaos all around. A city blowing up, the chemtrails in the sky, the factories releasing their
Yep.
pollution
Yep.
shit into the air. But then there's also a butterfly and a dove and like clouds, dreamy. A big everything in this world is so polarized.
Polarized, exactly, black and white. And again, I think that's what they want you to think. They want you to think in black and white. They want you to fight each other. They
Mhm.
want you to be polar opposites so that there is this confrontation. And guess what happens? It's not
Yeah,
unified.
because in the
It's
neutral, in
despair.
neutrality is where the connection happens. So makes
Yeah,
sense.
absolutely. It does make sense. It makes pure sense to us. And I
Does it
know
make
it
sense to
makes
you? Is this
sense
making
to some
sense?
of you out there. Are we making any sense? Or are we just talking nonsense conspiracy theorist shit?
Just spook, loony, loony, loony.
Loonies. Call us a loony. I don't care. We're just trying to speak our heart and our minds and open up maybe a little bit of that third eye to some of you out there. Um, Another thing to talk about is this programming through television, through movies, through music, through art. It's everything that you see. They are, again, trying to program you to be desensitized. I remember being a kid and they came out with the whole ratings for movies. They didn't even have ratings for movies.
Hmm.
And then all of a sudden it was like, this movie is probably best for kids. I mean, I was like 12 going to see, 48 hours and stuff like that. Like, pretty hardcore stuff. Yay, go 80s. But now it's just looking back at it, and now that I've had a child, I'm like, oh my, some of this stuff is really bad. So yeah, they came out with the rated R, and then of course the rated X. Thank you for, if you're showing skin and you're naked, that is on a whole nother realm. let's not allow PG 13-year-olds that type of material if we can. People are going to go and get their material wherever we got the
Yeah, and
internet. You
now
can do
it's just
anything
at our
nowadays.
fingertips. It's so easy to get anything.
Yeah, yeah, it really changed all of that as well. Because you can just get anything. You can have some parental guidance on your children, and I highly recommend that if you have kids. I know that I really got into trying to not allow so much stuff to be seen for such a young impressionable mind. Um, Last time we talked a little bit about how they're programming us and they want us to be all the same. And I kind of wanted to reiterate that a little bit again about what we were meaning by that too. Meaning that they're putting, uh, well, lots of plastic surgery, lots of fillers and plastic in people's faces and in their bodies to make it perfect. So it's very much this Barbie and Ken kind of look and feel nowadays. I see the most beautiful men that I've ever seen, and I'm like, wait, is that, you sometimes you can't tell now? Like, is it a man?
Especially
Is it
with
a woman?
AI. If you're looking on the screen, it's like, wait, is that real or is that
Is it, yeah,
artificially it generated?
yes. And so there's a big meaning behind all of this stuff to deprogram, to desensitize, so that when the veil is lifted, you're not,
Grounded. You're grounded.
you're grounded. You're not gonna fight. You're not gonna stand up. You're not gonna rebel. You're not gonna do anything. You're just gonna accept it. And so that's one of the biggest lessons that I want to try to teach and reiterate over here is no, I'll always be a rebel rouser. I always will. I'm never going to just follow the mainstream because I don't believe it. I think they're feeding you lies,
Hmm. Tell
big
me
lies.
lies. Tell me sweet little lies.
Tell me lies. So then when we would go through lyrics and we sing all the time. And now, of course, they have such different meaning. And then we started looking into all of our favorite artists and we're like, hey, are they a part of this Illuminati? So I know that we've been kind of hinting and teetering with that word maybe a little bit Illuminati, New World Order, secret government,
Shadow government.
shadow government. There's lots of different names for it, but it is real.
I
Ouch.
believe so too.
Whew, and it's scary. And they are ruling our whole world. And
Mic
they
drop.